Here we go.
Stick around, ladies and gentlemen, because we knocking out Pastalaya. Time to get you a pot, heat it up. All right, so we're gonna lower this to a medium heat, right in the middle. Now over to our prepping area, we about to get jacked up. So what we have here is 1 pound of some boneless pork rib. Now you can use pretty much any cut of pork. I've used pork chops before, some cuts of pork roast, but for this video, I'm going with the boneless pork rib. Off to the side here, we have 1 pound of some chicken thighs that I've also cut into cube-like pieces. And then over here, we have 1 pound of smoked sausage. Now down over to our southern region, we have our vegetables. What we have here is 1 green bell pepper, 2 yellow onions, 4 cloves of garlic, 1 bunch of green onion, and 2 sticks of celery. And without further ado, choo-ha! Let's get these vegetables moved to the fridge. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before I start searing up all this meat, I'm gonna season the pork first with some kosher salt. A little generous amount there. And then also some fine black pepper. Just give that a little bit to give some flavor. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna mix this around with my hand, my clean hand, and get that meat coated evenly. And there we go. So the reason why I go with kosher salt over table salt is because it's not as compacted as table salt is. Later on, I will be adding bouillon cubes to this recipe, and that's gonna have a lot of sodium in it. So the kosher salt will give me a little bit of that salty flavor, but it won't overdo it. All right, let's get this meat fired up. And here we go. To our hot pot, we are adding 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. And I'm gonna move the pot around so I can coat that evenly. Next, we will drop in our pork. Ooh, there it is. Move it around just a little bit. You kind of want to let it sear up a little bit before you really go hacking at it, because if not, then you'll just have meat sticking to the bottom. It'll kind of tear apart. But letting it sit for a little bit, it browns up and then the meat releases from the pot. There we go. See, nice brownings forming. Look at that, it easily moves. See? Beautiful. All right, so once I got it moving around like this, I'll lower my fire down to kind of a medium-low heat. I want this to cook down for about 20 minutes before I add the chicken in with it. This will help allow the pork to get tender. This is looking beautiful. Our pork is browning up nicely. We got some nice browning forming on the bottom. It's been 20 minutes, so at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and add the chicken in. Let's get in that. Bam. Got all of it. All right. Now look, I know some people are gonna be like, oh, you're cross-contaminating that. No, look, if I ate it right now, yeah, then I'd be in trouble, but I'm not gonna eat it right now. I'm gonna cook it down with this pork. That way the pork gets to cook down some more, and this chicken's gonna help bring up some of that browning, which will bring some color to the chicken. It's gonna be beautiful. We're gonna cook this for 10 minutes. Okay, we've been cooking this down for 10 minutes. At this point, we're gonna go ahead and remove it with a slotted spoon into a bowl off on the side, like so. Get all of it out of there. Whew, be careful now, it's hot. Okay, now that you have done that, you drop in your sausage. Bam. Hold up. All right, so we're gonna sear our sausage up here for about another 10 minutes. I may raise the heat a little bit, not much, just wanna get it seared up nicely and also form some browning on the bottom of this pot. Okay, we've been browning this up for about 10 minutes and we got some browning forming on the bottom of the pot. Now we're gonna go ahead and remove our sausage here, put it into our bowl off on the side. And once we get all of it out, we will add in our vegetables. And there we go. Drop it in. And make sure you scoop the rest. Beautiful. So what we're doing is we're going to try and break up all that on the bottom. Constantly moving it around. It will break up. Don't worry about it. I know it looks like you done burned everything, but trust me, you're all right. The moisture from the vegetables is going to help bring that up. So we've been cooking this down for a few minutes now. And as you can see, we have broken up the bottom here beautifully. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and add seasoning to this. I'm going to add 1/2 tablespoon of Cajun or Creole seasoning, whatever your preference. And 3 beef bouillon cubes. Booyah! Go ahead and blend that in. Those little cubes are going to break up and they'll spread out evenly. So just keep moving it around. We're going to cook this down for probably an hour total. We want these vegetables to get very soft. They will also darken up. So we're just going to keep cooking from here. Okay, so we've been sauteing these vegetables for like 30 minutes. We're going to keep cooking them down. But at this point, I want to tell you, make sure you preheat your oven to 300 degrees. And even though I just now did this, somebody is going to say in the comments, what do you put the oven on? Okay, we have been cooking this down for an hour. Look how dark that's gotten. We got some browning forming on the bottom because much of the moisture of these vegetables is gone. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and add 3.5 cups of water. I'll start out with a little bit so I can break up the bottom here. Go ahead and move that around. There we go. Break that bottom. All right, I'll go ahead and add the rest in. Okay, from here I'm going to add 1 10.5 ounce can of a cream of chicken soup. And oh, there we go. Poke some holes in the bottom of the can to get that out. Next, I will add 1 tablespoon of hot sauce. Use some of that liquid and shake it out. There we go. Next, I will add 1 tablespoon of browning sauce, which you probably can find this at your local grocery store. There's going to be many people who don't care for this. Hey, do your thing. You know what? If you want to brown up a ton of onions, do you. I go this route. It's easy. I don't have to buy a ton of onions. There you go. I'm going to go ahead and blend that in. Get this soup melted in there. Just get it blended evenly. All right, next I will add 16 ounces of bow tie pasta. Now you can pick whatever pasta you like, but this is the one I like to use. Also, we will add our meat back in. There we go. Get all of it. There we go. Okay, so at this point, we're raising our fire up to get this to a boil. Meanwhile, we're going to be pressing this down gently, so that way we can get much of the pasta flattened down with a liquid and go from there. And we've got it pat down, and we've got it boiling. So at this point, we want to go ahead and cover it up. We'll turn this fire off, and we're going to put this thing in the oven. Let that cook for 1 hour. The 1 hour is up. So we're going to go ahead and remove this. All right, so let this bad boy chill for about 5 minutes before you uncover it. Let's take a look at this. Ooh. Now look, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh man, some of that pasta ain't cooked all the way. But don't worry. We're just going to stir it around, and trust me, it all works out. So what you do is you just stir the bottom to the top. Boom. Bring the top to the bottom, and those little ones that were kind of al dente, they're going to get caught up in all that steam in there, all that moisture that's still in there, and they're going to fall right in line with the rest of this pasta. I mean, look at this. I can tell you right now, if I start pulling all that back up, what I just stirred, You're not even gonna know. Oh man, this looks good. Oh gosh. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. This here is Pastalaya. Whoa. I think it's time we plate up. Oh, the aroma. Man, I love Pastalaya. I'd probably put Pastalaya an edge over jambalaya.
That's just me, okay?
Take it for what it's worth, but that's my opinion. I don't know, it's just something about the soft texture of pasta and that flavor of jambalaya coming together. So good. I tell you, the aromas of this are unlike anything. I mean, it just has so many different flavors colliding in your nostrils, if that makes sense. Well, all right, let's go ahead and take a bite, shall we? Oh man, this is so good. Look at this. I know that pasta looks like it's not cooked all the way when you first open that lid, but I'm telling you, it's just that little top layer. They still need a little extra something, but you push them to the bottom and it's so hot and moist and still steamy that they cook and it's all the same. You'll never find them after that once you bring them to the bottom. Enough talk. Oh man, that is so good. Man, there's just a combination of so many things there. You know, it's the great bite of pasta, the smokiness of the sausage, you know, the good seasoning, the hint of spice from, you know, the Cajun Creole seasoning, along with the hot sauce. Then all those vegetables. I say this all the time, but when they're cooked down a lot like that and you remove all that moisture, you just get this really awesome, authentic flavor profile. You get like the natural sugars of the onion, you know, that kind of hint of pepperiness from the celery. Everything just brings about its own unique flavor to it, and you're combining them all, and it's amazing. Man. So good. Well, that is a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. We have knocked out a brand new Pastalaya video in widescreen, high definition. Hope you guys enjoy this. If you've seen the one from the past, I did change up some things. I know I used less oil in the beginning than I did before. You know, look, over time, we just have to evolve, and that's what I try to do. I try to enhance it so that it's a little better for me and you. But all in all, it was fun to do this one again. I'm excited to crush this plate right here. I'm so hungry. If you guys give this a try, please let me know how it works for you, and hopefully you enjoy it. But other than that, I got nothing else for you. Y'all have a good one.
Don't mean that much to me, 'cause I got higher definition in my reality.